Welcome to BC Impact. I'm Kimberly Moscoso.
And I'm Priscilla Foster. We got a great show for you tonight. Coming up, students stand up and speak out in response to reports of police brutality around the country.
And an up-close and personal look at Coach Gladstone Harris, our sports reporter Mark Reyes sits down with the voice of the Bloomfield Bears.
Tuberculosis hits the Bloomfield College student body. Find out what officials did to contain the situation.
Get ready for BC Impact.
A Bloomfield College student contracted tuberculosis, sending a wave of deep concern on campus. Officials say they took action quickly, sending a message out to all students, faculty, and staff. But some students say the way the message was sent out just wasn't good enough.
We actually were contacted by the New Jersey Medical School at Rutgers University.
When you have information that someone in your community has what, at this point we're confirming tuberculosis disease. We worked with the Rutgers Medical School Center and Institute for Tuberculosis, the New Jersey Department of Health, the Bloomfield Health Department, and our Health Services Department. We were able to come together that day as a group and develop an action plan.
Students reacted differently toward the email sent out by college officials.
I'm not sure if everyone reads their emails, but on my part, I think it was effective.
I may have just overlooked it. I get a lot of emails that don't pertain to me usually, so I skip through a lot of them.
We sent an email. We also sent a text message alerting people to check their email.
Do you know what tuberculosis is?
It can kill. That's all I know.
I'm familiar with it, but I don't really know what it is. So I do know it's an illness, though.
But tuberculosis is a disease that germs get into your lungs, and they get into your lungs, and when they get there, it's breathed in. It's most commonly found in the lungs, but can sometimes move to other parts of the body. Tuberculosis is actually very easy to treat. Just take medication for 6 to 9 months. The patient has to be seen every day by a nurse.
And I thought it was a requirement for people to get the TB shot, so to have it so close to where I'm at, I was a little upset about it.
And they're coming here and getting their things done, and everyone is negative so far, and so that's a good thing. We ultimately were able to allow the person to come back on campus, and we wouldn't do it unless we were absolutely sure.
For BC Impact, I am Priscilla Foster.
Stress. It's a word that students know all too well. Medical studies show stress can increase anxiety and even disease like high blood pressure. Reporter Precious Chavies has more on just how some students are handling high stress.
So you're trying to juggle classes, work study, and your personal life, and that can be pretty overwhelming. However, some students say it's not that hard to get a handle on it if you just have the right formula.
It's known as the silent killer.
It's something that will easily consume you if you don't control it first.
Sometimes it can make me feel like really drained.
Bloomfield College personal counselor Lucia Winston says that college is one of the most stressful times a person will have to go through.
It's a matter of figuring out, well, what's real? What do you really want to do? And it's very difficult for college students.
On campus, Sharif Thomas serves as the president of student government, a resident advisor, and sits on the chair of community service. Although the Bloomfield College senior takes on so many roles, he believes it all comes down to time management.
Everything I have to do is in my phone, or is in my agenda, or is synced to my email. So if I don't follow that, I'm stressed.
Winston says there are various methods students can use to alleviate stress throughout the school year.
One of the most important that people rarely think about is diet. So we do have information about diet and stress, exercise and stress. Usually you need to have some kind of exercise in your life. Yoga and meditation are two of the things that are recommended.
Bloomfield College junior Jenny Kern finds yoga to be very stress relieving.
Before I did yoga, I never worked out or any of that. And I noticed like I did sleep a lot, but then when I started yoga, it gave me energy. So exercising is a good stress relief also.
Like Thomas, Kern takes on many positions at the school as well.
I'm also a resident advisor, which is very time consuming. I work here at Health Services as a work study. I work at the library.
Although the Bloomfield College Wellness Center encourages students to reduce stress, Lucia Winston says that stress isn't always a bad thing.
I like to help people, I guess, adjust their thinking, their thinking process, and kind of slowly move into a new way of thinking and being. And it helps. It's not a panacea. You don't live happily ever after, but you cope better.
For BC Impact, I'm Precious Chavies.
Thanks, Precious.
It's true. Stress could take a lot out of you, especially when you have to go to work and school every day.
And you'll probably be surprised how many students actually work on campus, Kim. Reporter Marlena Meledez talked to quite a few students who say it may be stressful, but they gotta make that money.
Many students have jobs working right here on campus. It's what most know as the work-study program. Some students say that it's not just about earning a paycheck, but that they earn valuable work experience that they can take with them in their future. Today's college students are often faced with many financial difficulties, especially when juggling the cost of tuition fees, books, foods, and personal expenses. The Bloomfield College Student Employment Program helps students by providing them with jobs on and off campus.
A lot of times, being a college student, you're on a payment plan, for example, Sallie Mae. So for some students working on campus, that's extra money in their pocket, where other students, that's paying my phone bill, paying towards my tuition plan.
You know how college, the struggle is food. So basically that's what my check goes to, food and gas.
It's a flexible job, so I get to be in school and work not that many hours, but it's still money to have while in school.
Important for financial stability because it helps teach students how to manage their money and budget their money as well as save their money. And also in the decision-making process by focusing on what's more important.
When you're away from home and you're in college, the last thing you want to do is call mommy or daddy every 2 days to ask for money. So being that you have a job on campus or off campus, it allows you to make your own money and spend your own money on your own time. So that's the first step to being independent, having your own job and depending solely on yourself.
The way we encourage students to apply for jobs here at Bloomfield is to first go to our BC Career Connections website, and that could be found, the link for that, at Career Development website, and upload your profile, which is basic information about yourself and your skills and experience. And then from there, you're encouraged to upload your current resume, which will be reviewed by counselors here and approved.
They literally help with everything. That's the first step, is getting your resume fixed. And it not only helped me get a job here, but it also, I use that same resume to get jobs outside of school.
Go to career services because they're able to help with looking for jobs, our internships and stuff like that to earn money.
For BC Impact, I'm Marlena Meledez.
Thanks, Marlena. Coming up, students speak out in protest of police brutality right here on campus.
That's right, and it wasn't just one event. Students were really active this semester, putting together at least 2 on-stage shows with great performances.
Those stories and more when BC Impact comes right back.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft. To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Welcome back. I am Priscilla Foster.
And I'm Kimberly Moscoso. All around the country, you've seen hundreds of people crowd city streets, protesting after reports of police killing unarmed African-American men.
And in New York City, it was no joke. Crowds stopped traffic, not only in city streets, but also on bridges. All this happened after a jury decided a police officer involved in the death of Michael Brown should not be charged with the crime. The Humanities Division here at Bloomfield College wants to give students a chance to express themselves.
So they planned several on-campus events where students could participate. One very successful event was something called Black Poets Speak Out. It's a group that includes poets all over the country speaking in response to the events involving police brutality. I talked to the organizer, John Terry Gadsden, about what inspired her to bring it to Bloomfield.
What are we going to do? How are we going to respond as poets?
In light of the injustice of Michael Brown, Professor John Terry Gadsden helped pave ways for many Black poets to express their thoughts.
There was already some ideas, and I was like, oh, somebody had the idea of, oh, we should say a statement or something, and I was like, well, why don't we do videos? And then so we all just started brainstorming, and we decided we're going to say the unifying statement, and then we're going to, record it on YouTube, upload it. We had no idea that so many people would jump on board. It was just going to be like a couple dozen of us, but then it took off like on Twitter and Tumblr, and it's still going now.
With the help of Amanda Johnson and Mahogany Brown, these ladies pushed the movement forward.
We wanted it to be a unified effort. That was the most important thing. And we decided the next stage was, okay, everybody's reading in their living rooms. Let's do readings all over.
Local poets like SQ shared his thoughts on the injustices throughout the U.S.
Here to talk about what's going on in Ferguson, throughout the United States, just the different Black crimes and the violences, that's being done to our people, everything that's happening. I'm going to address that in my own little way.
Due to inclement weather, Professor Gadsden reorganized the Black Poets Speak Out event scheduled in January for Wednesday, February 18th.
Yeah, it was actually a pretty smooth process. I just called the Tracy Ford at the Westminster Art Center, who does the managing of that, and asked for a date that was either Monday or Wednesday.
Professor Gadsden encouraged all students to attend this event in hopes of this positive impact on the Bloomfield College community.
So I want students to be able to see that their voices matter. I want them to see that there are people that care, especially students of color, Black students, to just know that there's people who are paying attention and any feelings that they may have.
With BC Impact, I'm Kimberly Moscoso.
Thanks, Kim. If you didn't go, you really missed a great show. Poets from all around the area came to Bloomfield College. They joined students on stage for an event that many say was powerful and inspirational.
I really wanted to bring Black Poets Speak Out to Bloomfield College because it is a predominantly Black college, and I know that these are issues that students are thinking about now, and I think it's just to give students the opportunity to express themselves and to hear others express themselves.
Bloomfield College students come together with other poets expressing their feelings and thoughts.
I've touched the bellies of women who aborted Black boys like thrown overboard slaves, who look you in the eyes like a bluebird awakening to a Holocaust and whisper, I am just afraid to raise a Black son. To go through unemployment after shots get fired. That is all.
Oh. I stand, arms raised. I am on the corner. Don't shoot! I stand, arms raised.
There's this principle, I forgot what it's called, that 6 people can go out into their lives, and the people they reach will then go back out into their lives, and so on and so forth, until a feeling or an idea spreads, and something changes in people. They perceive it differently. So I think it's really important.
It's pieces of pieced together smiles of mothers without a child. We need change. We are change.
That there's always hope. Like, as long as we recognize that everybody is connected to everybody else.
Here are some of the reactions from audience members and Professor John Terry Gadsden about the event.
They need to speak out and let people know how it feels. Okay, as a mother, I wouldn't want to lose my children.
Everybody coming together as a whole to fight injustice, rights, and so forth. I believe that a lot was accomplished tonight through poetry.
I was especially proud of the students. They surprised me. It seemed like every student that performed transformed on stage. It was really exciting to see.
For BC Impact, I am Priscilla Foster.
The show looked really powerful.
It really was. I hope they do something similar next year.
Another stage performance that rocked the house was something that reporter Nelson Rangel covered this semester. It was called Language, Bodies, and Race, and the organizers say it was a protest with an artistic flair.
The protest here at Bloomfield College wasn't the kind of protest where people march in the street, but it was a demonstration. Students spoke out with a variety of performances on stage at the Westminster Arts Center.
Faculty members Ada McKenzie and Freddie Ramsby held a symposium at Bloomfield College to give students a place to express their feelings on current events surrounding racial injustice.
But this applies both to you and me, and it's time for us to wake up and see how the New World Order controlling society, making us spend unnecessary money.
Bleeding hearts, you never could intimidate me. I'm entitled to my own opinion.
The Language, Bodies, and Race Expression Symposium was an event that my colleague Dr. Freddie Harris Ramsby and I organized to give students an opportunity to share their feelings and ideas about events that have recently transpired in the news relating to race and social justice. There were a variety of student performers who presented during the event. We had student poets, we had a student who read a monologue, a student who did a spiritual praise dance, we had students who shared videos that they had made. And we also had some students, and musicians as well, we also had some students participate in a roundtable discussion where they shared their thoughts in response to the recent events that have happened, but did so in a very thoughtful and articulate manner. And so that was very interesting as well. I love the fact that students get to be creative. I think we have, as I mentioned, so many wonderful, talented students here at Bloomfield, and a lot have these very unique and compelling insights to make about what's going on in our society.
I think that the next step is to become what's affecting us. So instead of bashing policemen and saying that their brutality is, negative, why don't we become policemen? Why don't we become, teachers and educators as minorities? And that way things will change.
I think students are hungry for a voice, and certainly we try to give them a voice here at Bloomfield, and students have so much to contribute. Oftentimes people just need a push a little bit, and to know that their opinions are valuable, to know that they have a role to play, not only in our society but in our community, and to know that they can emerge as leaders. And so I want all of my students to feel that they have that capacity, and I'm happy to motivate and inspire and encourage as much as I can so that students will be willing to take their rightful place in society.
For BC Impact, I'm Nelson Rangel.
Great stuff, Nelson.
Well, time to get turned up.
What?
Yes, the Bloomfield Greeks get to stepping and moving on stage. Hear more after the break about strolling for a call.
And the Greeks also get serious with a deep discussion about Black History Month. Reporter Precious Chavies has all the details. We'll be right back.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move? In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Welcome back. Students celebrate Black History Month with a variety of events on campus.
One of them including members of the Black Panther Party, the other a fundraiser for a local charity. BC Impact covered both events. We start out with reporter Precious Chavies talking about local Greeks' effort to change perceptions about Black History Month.
Bloomfield College celebrated Black History Month in a unique way. They brought in guests from all over New Jersey, including members of the Black Panther Party. Organization Beta Kappa Sigma celebrated Black History Month with the students of Bloomfield College. The night began with a fun trivia game, then transitioned into a circle of deep discussions. Event coordinator and sister of Beta Kappa Sigma, Sadia Shakur, says the purpose of the event was to educate the students on their Black history.
So why not do it, you know? They need to be aware of these different things that's going on in the world.
Founding mother of Beta Kappa Sigma and Black Panther, Keisha Yuri, couldn't agree more.
Everything. If you don't have history, you have nothing. If you have no culture, you have nothing. And so Black history, Black culture, ethnicity, diversity is everything.
Yuri was pleased to see how much the students enjoyed the program.
I really enjoyed tonight's event. I learned a lot. I think it was very informative, and I would love to come to another program like this.
Students also felt that events like the Black History Trivia Game Night could help them in many ways.
One, get more involved with their school setting, with the academic setting. Two, can help figure out their purpose in life and what they're here to do. And also even give them a sense of inspiration in terms of wanting to do more instead of just a bare minimum.
Event coordinator Sadia Shakur really hoped the event opened the eyes to many students.
Embrace, love, and celebrate being Black. Embrace your history and live your lives as if you're gonna embark and you're gonna make history yourself. That's the message.
For BC Impact, I'm Precious Chavies.
Thanks, Precious. One of the Greek organizations here on campus decided they'd try to raise awareness and raise some cash. The event was called Straw for a Cause, and it was a chance for folks to straw their stuff to help children in need.
If you thought no one was helping little girls in need, you thought wrong. The Mu Sigma Upsilon Sorority Incorporated of Bloomfield College gathered the school sororities and fraternities to raise money for the Girl Effect.
The Girl Effect is just an organization meant to fundraise money for 12-year-old girls who maybe don't have the best lifestyle set up for them.
Different Greeks attended the event where they performed the dancing moves that represent them as a fraternity or sorority, but that also carries a significant meaning within the African American culture.
Strolling is a form of dance where you dance in a line. Strolling comes out of paying respect to our ancestors who were enslaved and had to walk in lines, and they were only able to communicate via sounds and movements.
Other universities also showed their support.
Hi, my name is Cassandra. I go to New Jersey City University. I'm a part of Mu Sigma Upsilon Sorority Incorporated, and I came here to Bloomfield College to support my line sisters for Show for a Cause.
During the event, they showed students a clip that explains clearly what the Girl Effect is about, hoping that students understand it better and to inspire them to help. For Bloomfield Impact, I'm Nelson Rangel.
You think you could step, Priscilla?
I can, but not here. When we come back, we take a look at international students and one last student's journey to Bloomfield College.
And I take a look at the Korean exchange student program. There are quite a few students who move here from the other side of the globe. You won't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up. Thank you.
You got a king?
Go fish!
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today.
Many students come to Bloomfield from all over the world. They often come here with no family or friends living in the United States. One student spoke with me about how difficult this was for her and how she found friends to help her along the journey.
I grew up in Ecuador. Part of me knew that I was leaving all that I grew up with to be a better person, like to have a better job, to have better opportunities than my parents. When I came to Bloomfield, it was a cultural shock because part of me missed my country. It was kind of different for me. It was, people didn't understand sometimes my accent. I was like kind of not depressed, but it was like, you know, like what am I doing here? Like I should be in my country. But at the same time I was thinking, well, I came here to get my education and that's what I'm gonna do. When I heard about Chi Epsilon Sigma, I got to meet sisters. I just felt at home. Like it was like very welcoming. Like, you know, people like me, like they had the same struggles as me. They, some people just came to the country as well as me. Like they had we had our similarities. Bloomfield College has welcomed more cultures, people from other cultures and different backgrounds. You can see that people here are more diverse. The Hispanic community is growing.
Multiculturalism is like very important. It's good to be Afrocentric and, you know, Eurocentric, but it's really, really important for our, not just international students, but all of our students and our staff and our personnel to be multicultural sensitive, because that is what the real world looks like. It's not going to look like a mirror of yourself. It should be, I think, the international population is, if all of our domestic students were able to see that, that's how the real world looks. It doesn't look like you.
The school really tries hard to incorporate and mix every culture. Hispanic Heritage Month, the Black History Month, Women History Month, that those things make students feel at home, make them feel as a family, as a unity, and then can come together and discuss those issues.
Thanks, Marlena. A real touching story. There are not just Latin students dealing with the stress of being away from home. Try coming here from Korea. I was fortunate enough to talk with quite a few of these students. Many of them are striving for careers in nursing and science.
Many Korean students leave their family and friends for the study abroad experience here in the United States.
The Office of International Training and Professional Studies has about 600 Korean students a year. We are expanding into different countries, including China, Saudi Arabia, and what we do is we work to set up everything for the students. Their transportation, their housing, special activities, ESL classes, different cultural activities. So we provide them an immersive experience.
The process starts with the recruiter for Bloomfield College, spreading the word in Korea about the programs offered.
He interviews students in Korea. He forges connections with Korean colleges. So once we have these relationships in place, they can start bringing students and recruiting them to come for specific programs overseas.
The students enjoy exploring the many sites in our area.
We go to New York every day after we take class. We have been to Rockefeller Center and we see night sightseeing. It was very awesome and beautiful. And we eat delicious food at the restaurant, and we also eat banana pudding at Magnolia Bakery.
For other students, this experience shows them cultural norms different to their native land.
Manners is very rare in Korea, but I heard in the US there is many manners.
These students share the same feelings about leaving Korea for this experience.
It was first time to travel this long time, just 1 month. It's my first time to travel such a long day. So I miss my family, friends, and Korean food.
It is an experience that they will take with them forever. With BC Impact, I'm Kimberly Moscoso.
Good story, Kim. And when we come back, we have great stuff from our sports crew.
Mark Reyes, Marvin Williams, and Nakaida Monroe Thomas are coming your way with the lowdown on the sports scene here on campus. Don't go away, BC Impact Sports. We'll be right back.
My heart doesn't see race.
Love is love.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back to BC Impact in Sports. I'm Marvin Williams.
And I'm Mark Reyes. There's so much that's happened this past year. It's hard to cram it all in. But both of us, we're going to try and do it for you.
It was a heartbreak going to court this season for the men's basketball team. I know, I was there. The team advanced to the round 32 with drama on the court in Connecticut. The Bears took a 59-57 win over the University of New Haven in March, but the victory was short-lived. The Bears lost 86-82 to St. Anselm College in the NCAA Regional Tournament semifinal. A little better news for the women's basketball team on the court. For the first time in Bloomfield College history, the women's basketball team headed to the NCAA tournament. The women's basketball team pulled a massive win at the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference over Caldwell College with a score of 52-41. Unfortunately, the winning streak came to a screeching halt when the Lady Bears lost to Bentley University with a final score of 80-65.
Baseball season was a challenging one for Bloomfield College. The Bears needed to win 5 of their last 6 to make the playoffs, with doubleheaders against Caldwell, Post, and Concordia left to play. Bloomfield swept Caldwell and Post before losing both to Concordia to miss the playoffs by 1 game. This year, the Bears have come out of the gate struggling, but have managed to scratch out a victory over division rival Caldwell College. The game was tied 3-3 heading to the top of the 8th, where Bloomfield scored 2 runs to make it a 5-3 lead, a lead that they would not surrender. The Bloomfield College softball team is rolling so far this season. The 13 wins are tops in the East region. The team has been led by great pitching from Kirsten Wilson and Stephanie Miller, a dominant tandem that makes the softball team a top contender in the CACC.
On Thursday, March 26, Bloomfield College's Center for Student and Leadership Engagement hosted the 5th annual Score for Haiti event at King University. Students from Bloomfield College faced off against students from King University in a charity basketball game. On March 26, Bloomfield College hosted its 5th annual Score for Haiti charity basketball game at King University to support families in need in Haiti. Bado Alverna, an advising coach at Bloomfield College, has organized and planned the event every year.
So I just came up with the charity basketball game. It's called the Score for Haiti, and we was able to raise over $9,000 that year. The first year we did it to be able to give back, and ever since then it's grown and bigger than anybody would have ever expected.
Not only did Bado organize the event, but he also coached the Bloomfield team.
It's open to any student who's not a current athlete for the college, so that give everybody an opportunity to be able to showcase what they think they have. And most of the time, a lot of times the students just love being a part of the cause and being able to play on the stage like that.
Bloomfield College senior Herb Harris shared his thoughts on the Score for Haiti event.
I actually thought it was extremely entertaining to see, some of my college peers
playing basketball, being competitive with each other. I thought it was cool.
The game was very entertaining and tightly contested for the most part. Bloomfield was able to come out on top with a final score of 78-74. But Tabata winning the game was not the important thing.
When once tragic leaving the news and the media, nobody remembers anything. So we just have to make sure we do our job and be vigilant as it pertains to making sure that we remind individuals that we gotta always remember there's somebody in a worse situation than us, and we can't never forget that.
For BC Impact, I'm Marvin Williams.
With a look at other sports, we have our other sports colleague, Nakaida Monroe Thomas. She has a short sports wrap-up. Nakaida?
This is a wrap dealing strictly with basketball. Everyone had high hopes for the women's team. Earlier this year, I was able to catch up with Coach Dave Caputo. He was coaching the team on our quest for a second straight CACC championship.
Play hard, and then offensively, we got to take care of the basketball and take good shots. If we do that, we'll be successful.
Tiara Scott was named All Defensive Player of the Year. Morgan Taylor, third team. Tiana Smith, second team. How would they impact today's game?
Well, first and foremost, but playing with energy, and of course, playing defense and rebounding, and being great leaders. All of them have been here. They won the conference title last year. They know what it takes. They know it's going to be a tough game. So again, first thing is that leadership, but then that defense and rebounding every possession.
3 keys to victory for today's game.
Again, like a broken record, play hard, play defense, and rebound.
Thank you so much.
It just wasn't in the stars for the team. The women's team lost to Holy Family 60-46. Holy Family eventually advanced to the CACC championship game, and Bloomfield went home to the locker rooms. As for the men's basketball team, the final game against the Devils was a heartbreaker. The final score, 61-50. That's a wrap on Bloomfield basketball. Now back to you guys.
Thanks, Nakaida. The men's baseball team took their spring training trip down to sunny Florida for a week during spring break. Team members say it was a chance to shake off the cobwebs after a tough winter here in Jersey.
The Bloomfield College baseball team spent their spring break down in West Palm Beach, Florida to get their 2015 season underway.
Well, I think it was great, we had great weather over here. We got to play baseball every day, so it was always good.
Going down to Florida gave the team a chance to get away from the cold weather and get on the field for the first time this season.
Trip was pretty good. It started off a little shaky, but you got to remember it's our first time out, so we didn't even get to practice outside, so there was a lot of things that we had to get out of the system, like a little bit of rust.
The Bears did have some rust to shake off. They lost 5 close and hard-fought games to begin the season before ending their trip with a 5-3 victory over Caldwell University.
We did all right, we started kind of rough, but I think we ended up good with a win.
It definitely is a good thing that we're ending with a win. We're going to go back with a win. It was a tough win to get. It didn't just come to us, so we had to earn as a team together.
Despite the slow start, the Bears did show some good signs.
I like our pitchers. Our pitchers overall were very effective on the mound. Our pitchers had a very good outlook when it came to their dominance of pitches.
Aside from baseball, the trip also brings the team closer together.
Bonding helps us in so many ways. Just being in the hotel, eating dinner together every night makes us better. A lot of people take for granted how much that matters into a team's effort.
The feel around the team is that they're in good shape to come back home and achieve their goals.
I think we got to face a lot of good competition over here, a lot of good pitches, and I think it got us ready to go back to our conference and then do well over there, hopefully.
Matter of fact, I will say this year we're going to be playoff bound. Playoff is in the future, and we want to get past that first round, and I think we can do it, and we are going to do it.
With BC Impact, I'm Mark Reyes.
Although injuries is something that happens in every sport, here at Bloomfield College, physical trainers have come up with several exercises and stretches to help student athletes stay as healthy as possible during their season and maybe even prevent some injuries from taking place. Bloomfield College softball player Veronica Kobos is working out 2 hours a day in rehab after a devastating injury.
I tore my ACL, my medial meniscus, my lateral meniscus, and I tore my lateral ligament. I was going down for a ball in the outfield and my metal cleat got stuck in the grass and I tore everything as I was coming up.
Well, Veronica, she's rehabbing a knee injury and now we're getting to what I consider the fun part, getting to do a lot of agility and speed work to really get her back and doing more sport-specific things. Since she is an athlete, we want to make sure her and any other athlete is getting everything together that they really need to be able to perform their sport at a high level.
Kobos is not the only Bloomfield athlete working out in rehab.
3 other athletes participating in sports at the school are working out with trainers after injuring themselves this season. Officials say the number of sports injuries among athletes have gone down 60% over the last 2 years. Trainers say each year they offer athletes techniques to keep players injury-free and healthy.
As far as overall for all sports, having good flexibility in everything is fantastic. We do recommend things like yoga and a regular stretching program, which I know a lot of times for college athletes, time is a huge thing with that. But just overall flexibility is fantastic, and just general strength, whether it's squats for legs, whether doing other different things for upper body, having good overall physical condition, especially coming into any season.
Veronica hopes that she can return to the field next season.
After surgery, it's a 9 to 12 month recovery process, and I have to wear my brace for at least another year until I can start doing stuff without it.
In the meantime, she'll keep plugging away with the goal to get back to the Bears softball team. For BC Impact, I'm Marvin Williams.
That's it for BC Impact Sports. I'm Marvin Williams.
And I'm Mark Reyes. Kim and Priscilla will be back with more BC Impact right after the break.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Searching for help with Dachshund breeding.
How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
One day, when the glory comes, it will be ours.
Dr. King, what's your next move?
In March from Selma to Montgomery.
Selma is loud for every man, woman, and child.
We will not wait any longer.
In front of a crowd.
Mine eyes have seen the glory. Glory, glory, hallelujah.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. Just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Sports had a great lineup.
And to finish off our show, we thought we'd bring you a story that supports the Bears and warms your heart. Reporter Mark Reyes has more on the voice of the Bloomfield Bears.
Gladstone Harris is the sports information director at Bloomfield College. Normally, that job includes handling what content goes on the school's athletic site. But Gladstone Harris does so much more.
For game day, I'm responsible for stats for each of our 10 collegiate sports that we have here at Bloomfield College. And I'm responsible for reporting the scores and the stats to the NCAA and also our conference.
On top of that, Gladstone is also the school's commentator and DJ for sporting events. If you ever attend a Bloomfield College sporting event, you're sure to hear Gladstone's voice. His talents were originally on display at Passaic Community College until he got recruited to Bloomfield College.
I started out at a community college DJing their basketball games, and a scout came to one of their games to look for a player, and they actually heard me doing the music and announcing at the games, and they kind of recruited me here at Bloomfield College. So it started out looking for a player, and they ended up getting me. So that was really what brought me to Bloomfield over 10 years ago.
Gladstone also owns his own DJ entertainment company on the side. He calls it King Stone.
I have a small business as well. It's an entertainment company where I DJ and I provide sound and lighting services. So that's really where my passion is, but also, you know, doing sports information gives me the opportunity to kind of flex my muscles in my creative side in order to create different programs for like media guides, also video and web content for the school. So it's kind of the best of both worlds being in this job.
Gladstone will continue to be the voice of Bloomfield College athletics, where he is truly loved. With BC Impact, I'm Mark Reyes.
That's it for BC Impact. We hope you enjoyed the show.
And check out next spring's broadcast journalism class with an all-new show. Wrapping up the year's events. Take care.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up!
Reporter Marlena Meledez talked to quite a few students who say it may be stressful, but they gotta make that money.
Here on campus say it's really not.
Some students say it can. Oh, you almost had it! Dang. It's not that hard. I forgot the words. It's not that hard to get a handle on it.
Students.
Thanks, guys. This is a rap dealing with. But it wasn't, and it starts for.
Last time, I promise, it's not just about earning a paycheck, but that they get.
Streets protesting after reports of police shooting or killing unarmed African American men. People are gonna hear you say slow down.
Where they at, though? Hello, 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 hello.
I can't look at you.
Walk and get it. Walk and get it.
I can't look at you guys no more.
No, anybody said they're gonna do something, but you be mad nervous.
Yeah.
You don't want to trip you.
The team has gotten off to a great start this season. The team's 13 wins are top in the East region. The team has been led by great pitching from Kirsten Wilson and Stephanie Miller, a dominant tandem that makes the Lady Bears. They put it back up. Leave it left away.
The team.
Yeah, that threw me off. I don't know what I was saying.
That's it for BC Impact Sports.
Good job.